Hello everybody, hope all is well. This is a continuation of the series that we started, which is asking pros from the industry a common question and taking different takes from different artists, which might help you and resonate with you more. The reason why we have a lot of advices is a lot of people have told me that this artist take resonates with me most. So that's a good thing. So you don't have to listen to one advice. You can listen to whatever artist gives you the advice that suits you and your goals. And hopefully this video helps you. It helped me personally, and I hope it helps you as well. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Hey guys, I'm Amira, and I'm a freelance illustrator. And I would like to talk about motivation and how do I stay motivated and what keeps me inspired. And actually lately this has been quite of a struggle for me actually, because I started connecting between making art and getting a reward. For example, getting paid or getting likes or comments and all sorts of these things. So what I'm trying to do is I want to separate the core of why I actually draw, or why I actually started drawing, and what actually made me pursue this path, and separate the for example, the monetary value of it or the exposure it helped me get. And an example, I started sketching and not sharing these sketches with anyone. I would just sketch for myself, sketch before I sleep, sketch as I wake up, and I just removed the pressure of, oh, I need to make a beautiful sketch so I can take a picture of it and post it on Instagram. And this actually started sparking my inspiration back again, because who cares what's in that sketchbook? It's just for you. It's just for you to enjoy your time. And I feel like artists sometimes are under the pressure that they have to be really good in order to make it, in order to stay inspired. But that's really not the case. Like, all of us, when we started drawing and started enjoying, started with the pure joy of art, we were all so terrible. And we were still so happy. That's because we were so separated from all of the value behind art, and we just did it for our own self. And so I truly believe that we have to do daily practices to keep us in that zone and just keep us inspired. And sometimes it really helps me to just connect with the other artists and just talk to them about this and ask them what do they do in order to deal with this. And it really helps actually. Because even just the practice of sketching with another artist or drawing with them or sharing expertise sparks the joy again, and sparks the memory of why we actually started doing this. And so this really helps me separate these things, separate the value and the joy. And I really believe that this is really important for all artists to do. Because sometimes we get stuck in that zone that I can't draw anymore, or I'm not inspired, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not getting any reward for this. And people usually want things super fast and super quick. They want the results very fast, but it's a long process, and we have to enjoy it because it's art. It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be happy doing this, not like super stressed or super pressured. Yeah, sometimes life is stressful, it's fine. But we still have to separate why we draw from also why we draw. Sometimes you draw to live, to get money, but you also draw because it makes you happy. And we have to let that be the heavier reason. And that's what I truly believe, what keeps me motivated at least.
Hello, my name is Alessandro, and I work as an experienced concept artist at Paradox Development Studio. I work in the industry from 11 years. How do I stay motivated? The most important thing I always try to do is having fun. When I study, when I work, when I have a task, I always try to have fun, adding something that creates in me passion for what I'm doing. For example, I create backstory or try always to expanding an idea or a task or challenging me with something new in my usual pipeline to keep my mind fresh. I try always to do something in different way to keep myself always agile, always fresh. Every artwork I do has a whole word of suggestion behind it that I try to insert into it. This helped me to fall in love with what I do and feel me less stressed. Another important thing I do is watching every morning what others do. Works of other artists is a strong motivation for me to try to push my art to a higher level every day. Sometimes can be stressful, but I think being positively challenged can be very helpful in stay focused. In addition to looking at others in my specific field, I do the same with every type of art, not just my specific field. I look at photography to better understand how composition and colors work. I look at sculpture to better understand how the figure works. I look at art made with every type of material to try to always have a new idea to be less standard, less repetitive as possible. This routine helped me to keep my motivation high, to have every time and everyday passion in what I do.
So the bigger question is, why has your motivation run out? In my experience and what I've seen, it's usually either boredom or it's stress and anxiety. But if the case is boredom, that you're feeling bored, then ask yourself, what have you been doing up until now? Is it that you're studying currently and maybe the repetition of the tasks have become boring? Then I would just recommend that you take a break and you take a day and just draw whatever you like, just to get that creative spark going again and getting that inspiration and motivation flowing. If it's too much of the creative part, though, that you've been doing a lot of personal pieces and it's been very, very fun and you've had the creative juices flowing for a while, but maybe it's starting to stagnate, it's usually because maybe you haven't gotten enough of that personal development in you. You're maybe not getting as much feedback on your pieces as you would have liked. Then I would recommend, doing the opposite, looking up some tutorials and getting that personal development going and get motivation back that way of feeling that you are actually progressing in your own development. Now, if the reason is stress and anxiety, especially for beginners now, since you're usually doing this on your own to start with before you go to any school or job, or maybe before you have these connections that can help you on the way, the recommendation I would give is keep in mind to keep your workplace a happy place. So what I mean with that is that there's a lot of unnecessary stress that comes from being a beginner, that you have to answer all of these questions like, who do I want to be, what do I want to do, where do I want to work, am I good enough, what are my parents thinking of me? All of that can really weigh you down. And so if it becomes a struggle for you to sit down and draw and to do your work, if you get that connection that as soon as you sit down and pick up a pencil, like all of those thoughts come back to you, it can become extremely depressing and very difficult to try and get anything done. So that's what I mean with keeping your workplace a happy place. Because when you're sitting down here, all that you have to think about is doing what's in front of you. The same way that, maybe you don't feel like going to the gym every week. You take it in small steps. You put on your running shoes and you say, oh, I'm just going to do, 100 meters and that's going to be enough. But as soon as you start, it gets easier, right? When you've already done 100 meters, it's like, well, I'm already out here. I can do 100 more and 100 more and so on and so forth. So you can approach drawing in this case the same way. So since I draw digitally, you know, I turn on the computer, and I might even start the day with just, you know, turning on some music or whatever, and then I just do my warm-ups. And you know, I don't need to think about it. It doesn't require much brain stimulation. It's just getting my brain and my hand to talk to each other. So it's just doing just the circles and the lines and just getting into it, really. And that's all I'm thinking about too. You know, my brain is just going, you know, there's a line, there's a line, there's a line, and really pushing all of those worries out, because this is workspace, this is work time. Then that's all that I'm going to think about, and that's really how I keep my motivation up. And if you want even more advice, I would really recommend that you take your time and effort to schedule in, say, one evening to really address all of the worries that you might have. So if you're right now looking for applying to a school and you may not know, oh, am I good enough? Do I have what it takes? Yada, yada, yada. Do some searching, see where would you like to go? What program would you like to go? And what are their requirements? Because that is good to know, but it's really great when you can take that time and effort and schedule that in and address that separately from sitting here and doing the practical work. And that's what I would recommend, and I hope you're doing well.
Hey everyone, I'm Nico and I'm a character artist at Paradox Development Studio. So the question was, what keeps me motivated and what keeps me going? And for me it's a number of things. First of all, I have goals. I have goals that I want to achieve. I have a vision about what I want to do and where I want to be, and I try to stay committed and dedicated to make those goals come true. I try to stay disciplined. I have created some simple rules for myself that I follow every day, or try to follow every day, and in the long term they are gonna help me build good work ethics and habits and have a steady progression over the years. And then motivation. I try to find my motivation in different places: art station, talking to another artist, play some video games or play some board games, miniatures, collectibles, etc. But I try not to rely on my motivational levels to keep me going and keep me doing the work that I have to do. When my motivational levels are high, I feel productive. I want to do more things. I want to learn other things. I want to try different mediums and techniques and pipelines. But when my motivational levels are low, then it's completely opposite. I don't want to do anything. It's then when my discipline and the rules I have set for myself kick in and get me to do the work. So I hope some of you find that helpful. Good luck and take care.
Hi, my name is Wilkerson. I'm a sci-fi fantasy illustrator and concept artist. I've been working professionally as an artist for 20 years now, and for a variety of different studios, both staff and freelance, and have had the great fortune to be able to meet some cool friends and great clients along the way. I've been asked, how do I stay motivated after doing this for so long, for 20 years? And the one answer I keep coming back to is passion. This can't be something that as soon as things don't turn out the way you thought they were going to turn out, you give up, or you stop doing it professionally, or you find something else to do with your time, with your life. It takes passion. You have to love what you do. Now, whether that's being a singer, a dancer, an auto mechanic, an artist, you have to be passionate about your work, because there will be times, there will be years, there will be days when you feel like giving up, when you think your work isn't nearly as good as you thought it was, or you're not getting the accolades or the recognition that you hoped for. But if you work hard enough, if you're passionate about what you do, if you stay in the game long enough, good things happen. Good things will happen for you. I mean, it's a optimist outlook. It's an optimistic outlook on this, but it's true. I've been doing this for a while, and I may not be mega award-winning blah 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 illustrator, but I get excited about doing these projects, the projects that do come across my plate. I get excited about doing them. And a lot of that is being really passionate about, really pumped up by science fiction, fantasy art, and movies and comics and all that stuff that I grew up watching and being entertained by as a kid. I thought, you know what, this would be really cool to try to do for a living, or at least make that a part of my income. And meeting people, networking, going to conventions, seeing the look on people's faces when they see my work in person, or the response that I get from collectors or fans when they get a chance to see my work, it's thrill. It honestly is, because it lets me know that I'm doing something right. And when you get that kind of response from Disney or Marvel or whatever big name client, and they email you and they contact you and they say, "We love your work. Are you available? Are you busy?" I mean, that lets you know that you're doing a good job. You're doing something right. And if you're not passionate about it, then why are you doing it? You know, if you got an email from Marvel or some big name client and they said, "We love your work," and you read that email and you say, "Oh, okay," and you don't care, it's just words on a screen, then find something to do with yourself, find something to do with your life that you can roll out of bed every morning and say, "I can't believe I get to do this. I can't believe it pays well," even if it doesn't pay well. If it's something that you really love, then balance it out with other types of work, but still stay passionate about your true love. So how do you stay motivated? Passion. If money were no object, if you didn't have to worry about money and you could just do whatever you create, whatever kind of artwork you wanted to create, what would it be? And I ask that question to anybody watching this. What would it be? And if you know the answer to that question, then go do that. Go make that art and see what happens.
Hello guys, my name is Matthias. I'm a concept artist at Paradox Interactive here in Sweden. And my good friend Ahmed has asked me a simple question. How do I stay motivated? It can be a tricky question, something that I've been struggling with myself, actually from time to time. And I think the main trick for me really is not to compare myself with others. Maybe that doesn't make too much sense, but hear me out. Like, so if you go on ArtStation and you see this beautiful pieces, like these amazing artists, you compare those with something that you did, like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough to be at this level, for example, and that can really drain your motivation like super fast. But if you instead take a piece you did maybe 3-4 years ago and compare it to something you did last week, now you're gonna see this huge improvement in quality, and that's gonna skyrocket your motivation to keep going, at least for me. So from time to time I just open like really old folders on my computer and just like scroll through these really old pieces, like, oh, these are terrible, and I just go back and look at something I did yesterday, like, oh, actually it's not that bad. And then if you just repeat that cycle, you're always gonna get better, and that's at least how I stay motivated. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope it was useful. From the previous videos, some artists have asked me if I can put my take also. I will do it because not only one artist asked me this, yani a handful. So I'm gonna add my quick take on it to end the video. What do I think about motivation, and how do I stay motivated? Personally, I think one of the ways for me to stay motivated is to have a big goal. I have a big goal that I want to reach, and this goal keeps me motivated whenever, because you know, through the process you will go through ups and downs. It's not always glamorous and sunshines. There are some tough times. So the vision is will have to be so good and so beautiful that it pulls you towards it. You want to go towards your goals. So I remember why I started. I remember the vision. Sometimes you have to just suck it up and just go through it, the brutal grinding work, because obviously the bigger the dream, you know, it's not going to be as easy as a smaller dream. You just have to remember and take pride. There is a person called David Goggins who says you have to take pride in knowing that there are very few on earth who are willing to do what you're doing now to reach the next step. Obviously this is not for everyone, I know, but this is what personally resonates with me. And I have to tell you my honest opinion. I cannot tell you something, I can't tell you something general, but I have to tell you what resonates, what works with me personally. So sometimes remembering that not everyone is willing to do this, not everyone is willing to go this far. So obviously the results is going to be different if you want to push more, and if you want to, you know, the more you put into this, the more it will give you back. And يعني remembering what matters. يعني a lot of people, they work and then they find ways to waste time. They watch a lot of, they binge watch series, they play a lot of games. That's fine if that's what you're about. I'm totally fine with it. I changed my mindset. Before I used to be like, why doesn't everyone work as hard? But now I understand you don't have to, and it's not easy. And I personally don't recommend everybody to do the same. What I want to say is sometimes it's good to go all out, and sometimes it's good to back off a bit so that you come fresh and you miss the work and you continue to progress, and the grinding and the work, the hard work actually soaks into your brain. It wouldn't if you continue push. It's like, I always say this, it's like you're working out on an open wound. You have to let it heal so it builds callus, a new part, so next time you're stronger than before. You can't continue killing a dead part of the body. And the way for your body to build a new callus, new cells, is for you to rest. So growth has two parts. It's not one part or another. Most of beginners want to focus on killing it, and then they wonder why they stop, or why they couldn't continue, or even at training, the same mindset works. You can see a lot of young type A people who end their careers very early because they have a lot of injuries. Their shoulder hurts, their back hurts, their knees hurt. You will have to think in the long run. This shouldn't be only you're not going to live until 25 or 30. Hopefully, inshallah, you're going to live until 80, 90. So you'll have to think like that. I know a lot of young people, they think like they're going to be young forever, but you will close and open your eyes and you'll be 30 in no time. So you'll have to be smart, and you'll have to hear advice from people who have been through what you've been through, and they want the same things. So for me personally, sometimes I also love to goof around. I love to, even when this is advice that I can give you if you're crazy and type A. Even my free time when I play, I try to watch stuff that will aid me. Like I watch documentaries, I watch some anime series so I can watch some animation, some coloring, so everything inspires me again in my craft. So you see how everything is related. I see through the lens of concept art and being an artist. And sometimes I just like to goof around. So yesterday I drew stickers of my friends. I'm still doing art and I'm having fun. More fun than usual, more fun than doing work or client work. Although I enjoy those, but sometimes they can feel a little bit like you're doing stuff for other people and you want to, be happy and do something for yourself. So sorry it was a long rant. Let's keep it more like chat-like, casual, more than like me telling you what to do. I hope you found the video useful. Thanks for all the artists, the professionals who participated in this. If you guys like this and if you have questions in mind, please let us know, and hopefully we can do something that helps you more in the future. Thank you so much and have a great day.